There's something for you. That should be enough. But I've gotten some stuff to say. Whew. Anyway, I think this week is going to be, first week April is going to be tough on the country here. I think Trump's had it up to here with the left, the liberal left, with all the stuff he's been through with the Steele dossier. What a name, huh? The Steele dossier. My wife thought it was something like really exotic and special. That she didn't know the guy's name was just Steele. Anyway, thoughts on that is a lot of talk of treason popping up, and as we know, treason is punishable by death in our country, and there's been a lot of people which I think have caused a lot of treason in our country. Lots of names to name off, but we'll just leave that one alone. But when he says treason equals death, and that's a pretty strong accusation for him to be throwing out there. And he said it a lot. He said it a lot in his speech the other night when he was in Michigan. Openly, very openly. And I'm sure there's a lot of people playing the blame game right now on he said, she said, and he told me that, and he told me to do this, but she said to do that, and we know who she is. Hillary, excuse me. But it was all created by, as we know, the Steele dossier to get this whole thing going. But who got it going was the Clinton campaign and all that stuff that happened back in 2016. And I think what's going to happen, I think it's all going to be exposed. I really do think Donald Trump is going to go ahead and release and expose these people that really went against the country and went against him. I think it's going to happen here in these next 2 weeks before, or just around the time that William Barr is going to go ahead and produce the report to the country. And I think it's going to backfire on the left. I think it's going to backfire on the Democrats that went against him and produced these bogus claims against him. I think it's all going to come down at the same time. That's what I believe. I think it's going to backfire and hit him right in the face, because you just don't go ahead and blame a man, a citizen of the United States, for collusion and obstruction of justice against the country that he's really stood for his whole life. If you do your homework and look at things and videos of how he's loved this country his whole life, I'm not saying that he's a perfect person, because I haven't met one. Well, this one is the only perfect one I've ever known of. Jesus Christ. So, he's not a perfect person, but if you look at his background, he loves this country, and you got to believe it. He's president, and he's had enough. He's had enough of this drama. He needs to go to work, and I think he's really going to go to work and drain the swamp. Finally. I think a lot of people are going to get hurt. And what I mean by hurt, I mean exposed for the lies that they had against him. And I think the border is going to get shut down. I mean, shut down hard. I think he may just shut it down for a week, maybe even 2 days, just to say, hey, enough is enough. Stop the caravans, Mexico. You can stop them while they're in your country. Tell them to go back. Just stop it. Stop it all. Stop sending these people through your country. He needs to make a stance. And I think this whole witch hunt that he's been put through kind of stopped him from being president, really, because he's had this thing over his head and kind of been a little gun shy, I say, for being full-on president. And maybe I would feel the same way, that, I don't have the belief in the country or people in the country behind him because of these charges of collusion and obstruction of justice, that I've got a monkey on my back, to where if I go out and do that, then I don't know what he's thinking. But I think now he's going to go ahead and put his foot down and say enough's enough. And when he said the other day, when he was down at Lake Okeechobee, he's not messing around this time. And I believe it. I don't think he's messing around this time. He's going to shut down that border, and he's going to hang them high for the people that went against him on this collusion crap. I think he's really going to go ahead and say, hey, you did this, you said this, you said that, prove it, shut up, you're going to jail, and you're going to jail, and you're going to die, and you're going to die. I mean, I think that's just the way it's going to go. And I think he's going to have the people in the country to support it. I really do. And I see a lot of people on the left-hand side backpedaling now, and they're already saying, hey, you did this, and you told me to say that. It's already happening in the news. So I'm going to call this first week of April Fool's Week. So I think I'll name this video that, April Fool's Week, because a lot of fools will be exposed. So that's just my take on it. So we'll see what happens this week, and we'll pray for our country to all go through it together. So Jesus is enough. Amen. Click the buttons, people. Peace out. Good night.